dream.
Cockers, this is kind of weird. You're in France, we're in Toulon. I mean, I've been coming to Oval Park, Leicester, for 15 years plus, and you are always there. Now you're not there, you're here. Is it weird to you?
Yeah, it's all been a little bit of a whirlwind, really. Obviously, from getting sacked at the club, which has been well documented, and then Mike gave me a call the next day saying, "What do you think about this?" To sort of having a chat with Murad here, agreeing terms, and then sort of getting on a plane and arriving and jumping in the middle of the Shark Tank, I suppose.
I've been looking for a coach for a while when Richard became available, unfortunately for him, but when he became available, I had a good enough relationship to give him a ring and see if he fancied coming out.
The president, Mr. Bourgelal, who is a unique individual, I think it's fair to say. Have you had many dealings with him?
We had a conversation on Skype the morning or the afternoon before I signed that evening, and what do you say to a guy that's I don't know him at all? So I'm saying, well, I'd like to come and it'd be a great experience. He went, no, you don't come here for the experience. You come here to win. If you want to come here to win, you can come. If you don't want to come here to win, don't bother. Okay, all right. Well, I can win things. So I'd like to win.
See you next week.
Yeah, can you come Monday? No, how about Wednesday? Okay.
It's a great start. Let's go back, if we can, briefly to the end of your time at the Tigers. Can you talk us through that process? When did you first know, and tell us about what you were feeling at the time?
I've never been sacked before, so it's a new experience for me. It doesn't quite hit you until someone says it to you. So, did I see it coming? Oh, yes and no, but it's I don't really know the answer to that, really. I mean, I left school at 16, and it's that Tuesday was the first day that I didn't have a job to go to.
And right.
30 years of work to not getting up and going to work, and
You're very sad.
Yeah, did it hurt? Christ, yeah, it hurt a lot. But hey, that's you got to accept that. I'm not one to sulk particularly.
What did you do?
I had to take my daughters to Leicester City Centre to change some Christmas presents. And then they conned me into going to a shop called Build-A-Bear because they were a bit sad of what's happened. And then I had to buy them lots of goodies.
Did you build a bear for yourself?
No, I stood in the queue going, I need to get a job.
And then the phone call came. And did that come out of the blue from Mike Ford? Were you in any way expecting a phone call from anybody like that quickly?
No, probably not. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, to be fair. Mike sent a message on the Monday saying, sorry to hear what's happened, and but same with Steve Dharma was in contact, Mark McCall and Rob Baxter. There's because they understand what it involves.
You tread a precarious line, don't you?
Yeah, and also, out of all those guys, I've been as successful, if not more successful than, we're fifth in the, well, I say we.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You've got to change that.
Leicester,
not wearing that top.
Leicester are fifth in the table. I've no doubt that Leicester will, as ever, will battle their way through and surprise a few people.
So the phone call, when it came, was it very straightforward and to the point? Do you want to come and do some work with me?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've obviously known Mike a long time. I've coached George, and we've been adversaries on the touchline and all those sorts of things. And people, a lot of people say, well, you and Fordy, but it's like me and anybody else. If I'm coaching a team and I'm opposing a coach, I'll do whatever I can to win the game. If that's mind games, if that's saying things about the coach or the team, I'm always going to back myself and defend my team. So I don't think anybody actually ever falls out. It's just we were trying to win games.
There were a few testy moments though, weren't there? I mean, there must have been, particularly over George's exit from the Tigers. Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of people were putting two and two together and going, hang on a minute, this is the odd couple here.
Yeah, well, a little bit. I mean, George is a good player. Maybe it's a lesson learnt for me. I kept Toby Flood and probably didn't give it the guarantees that George would have liked in lots of ways, and maybe that's a lesson learnt for me because one's not playing in England and one's one of the best 10s in the world. So, lesson for me, maybe.
Richard said, Cockers has put his hand up and said, who's Richard? Cockers has put his hand up and said, you know, he got that wrong in his development with George. You know, so there were no hatchet or anything there, and nothing to bury or anything like that. It was just business, I suppose.
Since you've arrived, do you feel like your coaching philosophies are meshing? I know it's very, very early days, but do you feel like it's a union that's working nicely already?
Yeah, it's been 6 days. So, I mean, look, the reality is that Mike's the boss. And wherever I've worked in my whole working life, in rugby or out of rugby, I always like to know where I sit. So I'm assisting and I'm doing my job. That's, you know, I'll give my opinion, and at the moment, you know, I've been here 6 days.
Nothing like a porter cabin, hey, Ford?
Just like Farley House.
All right, I'll get that top out of your hair there. Been there all day.
Man, that's Austin's hair. I've had plugs in.
And the lines of communication are clear, are they, in terms of what you're looking after?
My job is this line outs, and there's a lot to work on around that with our detail, a lot of the breakdown, and just driving the mentality of the team. We've got some fantastic players, world-class players. And as you saw this morning, you know, they just need a little bit of encouragement to keep themselves, you know, their concentration. For me, test players aren't about making them particularly better because they know a lot about the game. It's about keeping them honest. The one thing I can do is keep them honest.
The one thing that we can all say, and we all know how Leicester like to train, that they love that little bit of contact during the week. And he definitely brought that.
When you look to make an imprint on the coaching here, do you have to bear in mind what you thought of Toulon when you weren't part of Toulon?
Well,
and what did you think of Toulon
well,
when
yeah,
you were at Leicester?
There's been a few reminders that I'd said that they were a team of mercenaries when we played against them. So maybe that's a lesson learned in the future that I should just keep my mouth shut.
You're learning a lot of lessons at the moment.
Yeah. There's a lot of self-reflection. Is that what you call it? Yeah. No, not really. Well, I just don't know I didn't know what to expect. Well, you know, they've got great players, but you know, this team, from what I gather, has pretty much coached itself.
So what about Toulon right now? Where do you feel they are?
Them players, that era, Johnny left and Bacchus Borter and Carl Hermans, that legacy's gone. Bernard Laporte's gone, and we need to draw a line in, the club needs to draw a line in the sand and say, listen, we're the contenders again, we're the hunters.
You obviously had time here with with Mulford, didn't you, at the start of the century. What's it like for you to be you know, waking up every morning, drawing the curtains back, seeing the sunshine, which I'm pretty sure is anathema to anybody who lives in the East Midlands on a regular basis, and then, you know, the lifestyle is just so different, isn't it?
Everything's done for a reason. You know, it's a different culture, so there's no point coming and going, well, I want it to be like England, because it's not going to be like England. It's just different. The boys have to wash their own kit.
Do they?
No towel. No. Okay. Where do the coaches get changed? Yeah, well, your desk will do. Any showers? Not for the coaches. Oh, who washes our kit? You do. Okay. Any towels? Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Parts of it you just got to go with it.
The language, does that come back to you?
Yeah, my French is, well, I wouldn't say it's fluent, but it's pretty good. I can get my message across, and it's a bit bizarre because I have to speak in French to the French lads, and I've got half of the South African team that you have to speak in English to. So, and Tom Whitford, who's the team manager, who's an Englishman who lives here. I'm coaching in French, and he's translating into English. So I'll just go, this is, yeah, surreal.
What about the future? Because this is a short-term arrangement, isn't it, to the end of the season. Have you thought about what happens after that?
Not particularly. I mean, I'm obviously going to have to start to, because the end of the season will come around rather quickly. So I've come under no pretensions that this is a long-term gig, you know. So we'll see what comes. But I mean, obviously, coaching here will potentially help my profile in France, and you know, if there's opportunities in France, that would be. I'd certainly look at that. But then, hopefully, there'll be other opportunities to go to. So,
you had offers from England?
Oh, there's some interest across Europe, really. So, which is nice, but there's nothing concrete, and those conversations will be had in the next few weeks and months. But yeah, look, I want to coach, whether that's as a head coach or as a forwards coach. You know, everybody sort of assumes that because you've been a DOR, you don't, you know, everything below that's a little bit below you. But I'm more than happy to be part of a coaching team. You know, Lancaster's is part of a coaching team. You know, really, you love coaching first and foremost. So we'll see what comes. But I'm open to, you know, I need a job. So anybody got a job available, I'd love a chat.
Is it something that bothers you? Are you concerned by it? Does it worry you, keep you up at night, that kind of thing?
I'm still a big believer in, you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I think I've got a good CV. You know, there's 12 years experience that you're letting go, that, you know, I've learnt a lot, and actually I'll probably be better at my next job than I was at my last job, because all that experience around coaching and recruitment and medical and conditioning and just managing everything all the time. You know, I've made some mistakes. Quite, you know, who doesn't? I've made some pretty good decisions too. I think I have a huge amount of quality in getting the best out of people, you know, if people employ me, I'm on their side, and if you've got me, then I'll give you everything I've got, because I actually love what I'm doing.
Leicester was your heart and soul.
100%,
will
yeah.
remain in your blood forever, I'm sure. But do you think it's going to be quite tricky because you're going to have to let some of that go, aren't you, to give everything, just as you say you will, to a new club?
Honestly, Leicester's in my past. That's done. You know, it's like the girlfriend that doesn't want to go out with anymore. There's no point, is there? I'm here. You know, I'm on the touchline. I was at the touchline at the weekend. Toulon's my team, and I'm going to make sure that our lads are motivated and we're up for the battle, and we take it to the roast beef, as they keep telling me. So, yeah, it's.
You've come full circle, haven't you?
I have to adapt.